Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to today's episode of New Age Marketing. I have with me this young man right here. He's a 16-year-old entrepreneur, and somebody sent me your product, Peyton, and I wanted to bring you on here to say, what are we thinking here? Because a motorized ice chest, never seen one before, and I'm kind of wondering what the idea is behind it. Who needs this thing? I guess is what I'm trying to say. What started all of this?
Yes, well, the product is very interesting, isn't it? It's,
Yeah.
it's quite something to look at. Well, the Cool Cruise is specifically designed for business owners, people trying to market their product, because what we've done here is something that no one else really has done before. You see, whenever most people think marketing for their business, they think, the typical things that everyone else is doing. Social media, for example, you pay for a promotion, and then there's ads, on Google, and then reach out, and then people press on them, maybe. But what we've done here is we've taken a product that people will come to you about because it's just so interesting. It's a conversation starter. People will see a crazy product like this, like a motorized ice chest, drive up with your logo on it, your coloring, your customized whatever. They'll see you drive up, and then the first thing that they're gonna ask is, "What am I looking at?" And then you can introduce them to it. You can introduce them to what it is, who you are, what your business is, and then get to know your customers. The cost of acquiring a customer. That's what the Cool Cruise is about. You can open up the ice chest, hand them a bottle of water, and then get to know them.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're 16 years old, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what made you, first of all, want to go out and start your own company at 16? And then again, I'm right back to that. Why this product when there's so many other things that people have proven to use and shown a track record to it over the years? Why would you pick something different than anybody else has ever seen?
Well, I've wanted to be, starting my own company or doing something on my own for a while now, really ever since my parents, because they're successful entrepreneurs. My grandpa's a successful entrepreneur. I wanted to follow in their footsteps. And I've looked at a bunch of different other things like clothing brands and drinks and whatnot. And I just really didn't know what to do because I wanted to create something no one else has done before. I didn't want to just hop on a trend and fight a huge market. I wasn't about that. So what happened is Chris Hollyfield, a good friend of ours, came to my grandpa about these motorized ice chests, and then we're building them in Florida. And my grandpa looked at it and kind of had the same reaction most people do, like this is kind of crazy. But then whenever we started, he came to me and we partnered up, and then we started making blueprints and having designs and coming up with new ideas for the Cool Cruise. And I mean, once we started, it was really just hard to not see the potential. I mean, we got on this spiral of just like creating things and doing things and making it new and better and more affordable and smaller so I can fit in the back of a truck and all these kind of different things. And then I was just kind of drawn into that. I thought it was really cool that I can do something and I can make something this interesting and this innovative, and no one else has really done it before.
Okay. Well, entrepreneurship is what we're about here. So let me talk to you. You've heard the term cost of acquiring a customer.
Yes.
Correct. So this thing's $3,500.
Right.
Okay, or something like that. Okay. So is $3,500 a lot for a small person to go out and acquire a customer? I mean, when budgets are very, very tight and we spend money on a truck wrap, which could be $5,000, or buying coasters and other things that we've been doing for years, and we have some success with it. How do you justify an entrepreneur spending their budget on this
Yes.
for cost of acquiring a customer?
Well, booths are $10,000. If you want to go get a booth at some kind of convention or something and show off your product, it's $10,000. Ours is $3,500. You get to drive around in a crazy product that people want to come to you and ask you about just because it's crazy, and then connect with you. Like I was saying before, it's really just a connecting tool. You know, getting to know your customer, getting to, you know, draw them into what you're doing and understand that.
Okay,
And that's
yeah.
the difference.
It's like breaking the ice
Yes.
instead of knocking on their doors or something like that. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, okay, I can. You started to get me there. I can start to see. If you're driving around in this ice chest, I'm definitely going to come up to you and ask you what the hell you're thinking.
Yes.
You know, what's going on here?
Right.
And then I guess we start having a conversation about what you're selling. In your case, it's the Cool Cruise. But what other entrepreneurs could use this? I mean, do I need to be in beer sales or own a restaurant or what? Just
Doesn't even have to be food or drink related. Anyone can use this just to simply connect. I mean, if you do own a drink franchise or some kind of food, and then yeah, you can go around and hand your product out from the Cool Cruise. But really, anyone can. Any business owner can put their logo on it, put their colors on it, and customize it how they want, and then use the Cool Cruise as just a connecting tool. It doesn't have to be drink related. It doesn't have to be food related. Hand them a bottle of water and then tell them what you're about.
okay. Well, I'm pretty sure my competition's not going to be doing this same thing, so
No.
it does give me a little bit of an edge there. I'm going to give you that. Okay, I can actually see being able to break the ice with a customer. Very, no pun intended there, but break the ice with a customer on a positive kind of note, a fun, uplifting note, where if a customer comes to me, it's always easier
Yes.
for me to sell to them because they came to me and I didn't have to go through that awkward part of approaching them.
Right.
But the Cool Cruise is your product, and so you're 16 years old. So when you get an order, do you just go out in your parents' garage and maybe call over a buddy and y'all build these things, or what goes through the process of building this? Because how fast this thing go?
35.
So I'm riding down the road on an ice chest at 35 miles an hour, put together by some 16-year-olds in a garage. Okay, how much confidence can I have in that?
I wouldn't have any confidence at all in that. And though I did work on the first prototype of the Cool Cruise myself, I actually made a contract and partnered up with the professionals at OMG Grills, and they have been in the manufacturing business for over a decade now. They have hardworking, dedicated workers who know what they're doing with actual equipment, who can get this build done in like 5 hours. And they know what they're doing. We want to make sure that we build this thing right. So no, you don't have to worry about this thing falling apart going 35 miles per hour on the road.
Okay. Well, okay, so what if I just decided to go out and buy an ice chest? I mean, it looks like you just took a four-wheeler, put an ice chest on it.
Yeah.
And-
Well, I mean, if you think you can just cut apart a four-wheeler and then put an ice chest in the middle, and that's all you see, then I encourage you to. But the whole premise behind the four-wheeler part is not just so we can cut it apart and then, do whatever with it. It's because all the parts that we needed were in the four-wheeler. So we took it and then took the parts that we needed from it and then made something better. We repurposed it, remanufactured it, rewired it, and then created this new product. It's not just cutting apart a four-wheeler. There's a lot more motive and a lot more thinking and engineering that goes behind the lines.
Okay, so basically you buy the four-wheeler because it has all the parts that you want on it.
Yes.
And I guess that's probably more cost-effective to do that
Way more.
opposed to that's trying to buy. It'd be like going to an auto supply and trying to buy a car a piece at a time. It would be pretty expensive to do it that way.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah, okay, I understand that too. So you're just buying the four-wheeler to get the parts off of it rather than buying them
Right.
individually. Okay, well, let's talk about. You're not the first one to do this. Okay, what other competition do you have out there, and what have you done to either make it less expensive for people or to make it better?
Well, the competition that we have is in Florida, and what they do is they do work from the garage. They take an electric scooter, strap an ice chest to it, and then drive it around and sell it to people for $5,000.
Oh,
What we did is we took parts, actual real components, not just from an electric scooter, but from a gas powered four wheeler, and then repurposed it and redesigned it into a working, fully functional, moving automobile. Nothing like they've done. So really, competition's not really there compared to what we've done. Not only are we better, but we're also $1,500 cheaper than what they've done.
Okay, better product, better price.
Yes.
That's definitely going to be a selling point for you for sure. I get that. So, have you done any testing on the Cool Cruise so far? I mean, what has been the market's reaction to it and so far? I mean, done any conventions or any marketing? I've seen you've done some social media marketing. I've seen it, and you've gotten a lot of comments and things like that. But I'm assuming since your parents and your grandparents are entrepreneurs, you understand a little bit about product research.
Yes.
You've done that on the Cool Cruise.
Yes.
And what's been the reaction to that?
Well, yes, we have done a few tests. We've, the miles per hour, what it weighs, all that kind of thing. And it's funny because during the test, I don't even remember a single time someone didn't come up to us. Just a random, unhired, person, not by us or anything. They just walk up to us and be like, "What is this?" They're so just automatically interested in what's been presented in front of them, regardless of what we've even had to say yet. They just see the Cool Cruise and they're immediately drawn in. So yes, the public's reaction has been great. I went to the CEO AF Summit last weekend, and everyone there was just so wowed by what they saw in this product, this motorized ice chest where they could put their brand on it, their coloring, and everyone was just so drawn in by it. And I think that's really the innovative, crazy part of the Cool Cruise.
Okay, and they can see it working for their brand or whatever their line of business is. They can see that. I mean, I guess you go to fairs, festivals. I know that you're from a racing family.
Yes.
And maybe the races, that anywhere where people gather, you get a chance to go out there and promote your product, and then you had the one-time cost to do it, and then you can just promote all you really want to after that. And what's the premise? You go to the race, you
Yes.
know, and you put water in there or whatever, or to
Yes.
hand out, and then it's a Cool Cruise, but you had the name of your company on the side. So then they okay, I see where you're going here. So their name is on the side of it.
Yes.
So they walk up and they associate your company with that product now, because your name's on the side of it. So I get where you're at now, and now that opens up a conversation to what your products and your services are. Okay, I'm starting to get on board with this just a little bit now, and there needs to be something new. I mean, everybody's been doing the same thing.
Yes.
Over and over and over, and you mentioned roofing. There's got to be 6 new roofing companies a day that come out there, and solar companies, and all of these things. And the ones that are going to be here next year are going to be the ones that find a different way to market. And you may have found it.
Yes.
You may have found it. Well, congratulations and good luck, and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, sir.
All right. How'd that sound, Tammy?
Sound good.